Whip Tom Emery is pointed to Majority Leader Steve Scalise to be the next speaker, but Scalise is obviously closely linked to McCarthy. So what do you see as the likelihood the next speaker would be someone currently in Republican leadership?
Well, I mean, the one benefit that we have when it comes to existing Republican leadership, and Anna's publication Punchbowl really dissected this really effectively, is the operational side of counting votes, of knowing all the pressure points of members, of having a leadership staff with that continuity, that institutional experience. When it comes to these things, this is, again, very inside baseball. Having that type of dynamic and talent already able to navigate the internal conference dynamics is a leg up for someone like Steve Scalise, who's been in leadership for a very long time. Now, I think anybody who is going to try to take this job on, they need to understand, if the rules stay as they are, if one member can trigger a motion to vacate, you might as well look at this job as a temp job. Because something's going to happen, whether it's in less than 45 days when the next round of budget talks happen, whether it's a debt ceiling limit later on, whether it's any number of things that happen where someone's going to throw a temper tantrum, where someone's going to want attention, and they're going to want to hold the entire institution hostage. Whoever takes this job on, if you don't insist on that kind of a rule change to prevent this from happening over and over again, it's just a temp job.
So, Anna, I do wonder how much sway will these 8 defectors have? Even if the rest of the party rallies around a candidate, will they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, the numbers don't lie. They have to get to 218, and that's going to be a heavy lift for any member, whether they're on the conservative side, whether you're Jim Jordan or you're Steve Scalise, or you're somebody who is a candidate that maybe isn't quite as high profile or making calls at this point. So going to be a very tough hurdle for whoever ends up actually getting into that race. I do believe Steve Scalise, has that leg up for all of the reasons that were just stated. But he's going to have to differentiate himself from Kevin McCarthy, and Jim Jordan continuing to kind of inch closer to saying, he's been asked to run. Certainly going to be, that would be a very interesting face-off between Jordan and Scalise ticket.
In fact, we just confirmed literally just a minute ago that Congressman Jim Jordan is now saying, yes, he is going to run for speaker. Kurt, he's got such a big role right now, right, on the judiciary, working with oversight, which you know so well. What do you make of him running?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because going back to the Tea Party days, back when I was working on Capitol Hill, Jim Jordan was always the guy that the conservatives wanted to go up against the establishment leadership, against the John Boehners, against the Eric Canners, against the Paul Ryans. And Jordan always shied away from that. He always said, I'm happy doing what I'm doing at that time at the Oversight Committee. He was happy doing the Judiciary Committee when he got behind McCarthy. But this might be his time. I mean, he has always been on every short list of people who could potentially viably run for speaker when there is a disruption in leadership. And now this opportunity has presented itself, and he has a lot of credibility with the right. The right-wing media sphere will love the idea of a speaker, Jim Jordan. They will definitely get behind him and promote him because they love the work he's done at the Judiciary and Oversight Committee for almost a decade now. Jim Jordan, more than almost any member of Congress, has been the face of GOP oversight investigations against whether it's Hillary Clinton and Benghazi or whether it's now with Joe Biden and Hunter Biden stuff.
Right.
He has established a lot of credibility and visibility in that space.
I hear what you're saying, but he also is such a polarizing figure more broadly, right, when it comes to having to, we were just discussing in an earlier segment, having to work with Democrats in order to get anything done, given its divided government right now. So, I mean, is Jim Jordan going to work with Democrats, Anna?